be in the same company with a lot of people we grew up with.
On November 8th, 2025, in Los Angeles, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame put the big question back on stage. What counts as rock and roll today, and who belongs in the pantheon? Not just a list of names, conflict version. The class of 2025 puts opposites side by side. Bad Company and Joe Cocker are classic rock backbone. Next to them are OutKast and Salt-N-Pepa, which pits genre purity against cultural impact. Soundgarden enters with the memory of Chris Cornell. Recognition after loss raises timing questions. The White Stripes bring 2000s minimalism. Some say it's too early for the pantheon, others see decade-defining influence. Cyndi Lauper is a pop icon and activist. For some, this corrects a delay. For others, it never should have taken this long. The special awards keep the overdue theme going. Warren Zevon finally gets his due. Nicky, Hopkins, and Kaye, key session players whose work lived in small print for years. Who decides what counts as rock and roll? The hall or the stage? Fans voted. Now what? In 2025, the fan vote was led by Phish, but they didn't make the class. The fan vote counts as one aggregated ballot, not a veto. The final result comes from the industry tally: musicians, producers, journalists, and insiders. The gap in expectations comes from different yardsticks. Fans lean on emotion, live reputation, and current momentum. Industry voters look at impact, the size and weight of the catalog, and long-term contribution to the scene. Limited transparency and hard-pushed social campaigns raise the tension. An online win isn't the same as induction. The fan vote boosts visibility and fuels discussion, but by itself it doesn't secure a spot. Genre lines: OutKast and Salt-N-Pepa, not rock. That's a common reaction to their names. The hall weighs impact, not instruments. OutKast shifted hip-hop center to the south, fused rap, funk, and pop structures, and turned that mix into a mainstream standard. Salt-N-Pepa pushed women's rap into the mainstream, set a direct, confident delivery, and drew a line the next generation followed. So what do we call rock and roll? If it's only guitars and distortion, they're out. If it's the power to change the rules and the market, they're in. Where do you stand? Narrow genre definition or measuring by the force of influence? Industry debts: Zevon, Hopkins, Kaye. Warren Zevon is a late yes that should have come sooner. The songs were known, quoted, placed in films, but the pantheon never called. Tonight closes that tab. Nicky Hopkins was the keyboardist, keeping hits on the rails for the biggest bands, yet his name lived in parentheses. Kaye's bass shaped the sound of the 1960s and 1970s, but for years, listeners didn't link those lines to her. Who gets the applause? The face on the cover, or the people who build the track's spine? The industry favors frontmen, studio craft slips into small print. Musical excellence restores the balance. Without these players, there is no classic. Late? Yes. Honest? Also, yes. How many favorite lines and riffs did you just learn were theirs? Cyndi Lauper, Why Now? Pause version. A standing ovation. On stage, they talk about a voice that sounded like freedom and activism that didn't hide behind press releases. Cyndi Lauper has always had two lines: pop anthems everyone knows, and grit that isn't reduced to chart positions. It's girls just want to have fun. Time after time, the videos that made MTV a showcase, and a style others copied for years. Plus real work, from true colors to hands-on support for funds and communities. There's craft too: songwriting, touring, live chops, awards in theater and music. In 2025, finally lands as a period, not a discount. Her impact is clear against today's pop scene and the 1980s retrospectives. Think back to where you first heard her. Soundgarden, Memory, and The Bar. Grunge is history, but Soundgarden isn't just an era. It's a tight design where heavy riffs don't cancel odd time signatures, and Chris Cornell's voice proves rock can be powerful and vulnerable at once. Induction here is also about how we remember artists who are gone. Tribute sets keep us from freezing in nostalgia and pass the bar forward. Posthumous honors raise the question, why not earlier? Another thread is reunion talk. What's honest to the memory? What's just for the show? And there's the canon fight. which records defined the 1990s, and can the picture be complete without Super Unknown and Black Hole Sunday? The night underlines a simple point. Influence isn't about the calendar. It's about the height of the bar everyone else keeps trying to reach. The White Stripes, Minimalism versus A Noisy World. A duo, 2 lines on stage, no safety net in the arrangements. 2 debates pop up. First, too early. The 25-year rule is met, but some think pantheon status should come later. Second, stripped down, or just thin. Critics call it underplayed and credit the wins to Jack's solo work. Supporters point to Facts, a signature sound, the 2000s garage revival, club scenes on both sides of the Atlantic, songs that became standards for covers and stadiums. The visual discipline, red-white palette, strict shapes, kept the project sharp without padding. The weight isn't in headcount or layers, it's in setting the rules for a decade. The pushback against big production wasn't a pose, it became a working model others still follow. For the Hall, this tests the criteria. If influence is measured by how usable the formula is, the slot is earned. Bad Company, Joe Cocker, Chubby Checker, Cornerstones. 3 names, 3 pressure points. Bad Company. On radio, they're a 1970s gold standard. To some critics, too straight ahead. Hits like Feel Like Makin' Love and Can't Get Enough, Lean Craft, or a benchmark others chased for decades. Joe Cocker covers as personal statements, with a little help from my friends. The Letter, songs he didn't write, but his versions became canon. Where's the line between interpreter and author? In the shows, when your take outlives the original, the borrowing argument fades. Chubby Checker, a dance phenomenon up against a hard rock canon. The twist rewired pop culture, yet purists sidelined it as mere fun. The Hall says otherwise, getting the whole crowd to move is influence, full stop. Radio form, interpretation, and a dance revolution sit on the same axis. The canon isn't only guitar heroics, it's also what held mass culture together for decades. One stage, many schools. Rock bands, hip-hop, pop icons, studio legends, same stage, same night. Some viewers want a pure genre, others want bridges. Shorter cuts and medleys keep the show moving, but clash with fans expecting full songs. Presenter pairs spark debates. A rapper inducts a classic rock act. A pop star introduces indie heroes. For some, that expands the canon. For others, it blurs the lines. Reunions get scrutiny, homage, or calculation. The house band shapes arrangements for pacing. Fans hear lost groove. Producers see a tight show. The canon reshapes in real time. What plays well together stays. What clashes becomes next year's argument. Why this class matters, 2025. It puts side by side what never fit on one shelf. It pays debts to people who worked without the spotlight. It pushes back on a narrow canon and swaps the fence for a stage. In 2025, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a reminder. Rock and roll isn't a museum genre. It's a language of impact. When Cyndi and Soundgarden stand in the same line as OutKast and the White Stripes, and Salt-N-Pepa, Zevon, Kaye, and Hopkins get their honors next to them, we're learning to hear more than familiar guitars. We're hearing how the idea of musical freedom changed. Who do you think the Hall still owes, and why?